Yes, the Casanovians. All right, boys, this is the third live stream today, and I've just finished creating a new video, so I'm gonna edit that and get that out to you boys as soon as possible. But I was just meditating on how learning to fight is changing my life. So for those of you who don't know, I recently signed up to 10 one-to-one Muay Thai training sessions out here in Bangkok. And my motivation for doing so is because fighting has always been something which has historically scared the living shit out of me. And what I've found to be true in my life is using resistance as my compass. So choosing the path of most resistance has been what's led to explosive personal growth. So when I was 13 years old, I had severe social anxiety, and the way that I took a sledgehammer to my social anxieties was learning how to become a magician. So I spent a decade of my life practicing and performing close-up magic. That's how I got my social reps in. That's how I became socially confident. I think people meet me today and think, oh, this guy's a hashtag natural. He must have just hopped out the womb being confident. What I didn't see was the decade that I spent putting the social reps in the social trenches. Then 18 years old, jumped out of a plane, did a few solo skydives, wanted to really embrace my own mortality and discover the fragility of life, that tandem bullshit, just learning like from a weekend course how to jump out the plane solo, doing that. I didn't really have a fear of heights, so it wasn't really to overcome that. It was just, I think, just to face my fears head on. Then at 23 years old, I was a porn addict, I had erectile dysfunction, couldn't pull a muscle, live in that grotty apartment in central Leeds, looked like a turnip, dressed like a moron, and just had no idea how to actually attract women. I knew I didn't want to be swiping my life away on a screen. I knew I didn't want to be settling for low quality girls in grotty nightclubs or mass DMing hundreds of women a day like some little simp. So I embarked on this process of what I call personal renaissance. Cold approach was something that scared the shit out of me, so that's why I wanted to do it. Fast forward to today, I've got an amazingly awesome girlfriend, scaled my business to $42,000 a month, best in the world at what I do, get the best client results in the industry, and I'm only just getting started. And yeah, my desire to learn fighting was because I got to a position where I was like, you know what, Kristian, things are going so well right now, they must be bad. Business is going well, relationships going well, everything was just going well. I've got this international lifestyle. And then I remembered that quote from John Milton: evil is the knowledge that believes itself complete. I didn't want to stagnate. I didn't want to marinate in that matrix of mediocrity. I didn't want to stop evolving. I knew that if I took my foot off the gas, it would have resulted in my business declining, my relationship would suffer, everything would just go to shit. So I decided to learn fighting here in Bangkok, and I've only done a couple of sessions, but the impact that it's had on my life has actually been immense. I think that there's something truly liberating about being in that animalistic atmosphere, like putting myself in a fight gym when, like, I've got all the reasons in the world not to do that. Do you know what I mean? Like, with the money that I made last month, I could just go chill on a beach in Koh Samui, just getting silly drunk, just doing some random bullshit. But that obsession with progression that I've got, my desire to put myself into an uncomfortable situation, I don't know, I think it's the whole, like, the way you do anything is the way you do everything, And I've got my next session on Monday, but it's just satisfying to feel like a complete beginner at something. Like, I rock up to the gym, the guys will speak to me in broken English, we have some banter, and then it's straight down to business. We actually did some body sparring on my previous session, and it was just really fun. It just felt like being a kid again. It's like, I'm just like in a ring with this Muay Thai fighter who could probably break all my bones at the drop of a hat. And it's just nice. It just feels like primal play where I'm in this animalistic atmosphere. I feel like a complete beginner. I'm surrendering my ego. I'm giving myself permission to suck. I'm rejecting my need for guarantee. And it's like all of the lessons that I learned from doing cold approach, I then applied sorry, from magic I applied to cold approach. And now all of my kaleidoscope of experiences, I'm applying it to fighting, like feeling like a beginner again. So yeah, I would recommend it to anybody. And I know your mind will come up with so many reasons as to why you shouldn't go to that local fight gym. Like I battled with that bullshit myself. But like just sending off that first email, putting my money where my mouth is. I mean, it wasn't even that expensive. It's like £222 for 10 one-to-one sessions, which I think is fucking amazing. Probably about triple that back in the UK. But yeah, just putting my money where my mouth is, like committing, like just committing to doing 10 one-to-one sessions and then making sure my actions match my ambitions. But I think if you're somebody and you're on the fence about doing something that is going to help you evolve as a man. Maybe it's cold approach, maybe it's public speaking, maybe it's improv, maybe it's leaving your job, or maybe it is fighting. I think just breaking it down into micro steps. So for me, it was making the decision to learn Muay Thai. Then I told people about it. I told my girlfriend about it. I told my private network, the Entourage, about it. So now I was held accountable. Then I actually went to the gym. Yeah, I paid my money. I signed up. So yeah, it just feels great, and it just feels natural, and it just feels right. I feel as though as men we should be able to defend ourselves. I think we should feel capable. I think we should be able to know that we can look after ourselves and the people that we love. And I know that you're going to come up with all the reasons in the world why, oh, it's not the right time for me, or I don't need to learn how to fight, or I'm too busy right now. Whatever it is, like, I came up with all those excuses, but the real reason was just because I was scared. I was scared of looking like a knob. I was scared of getting hurt. I was scared of risking my ego. But that's the point of the ego. Yeah, the point of the ego is self-preservation. And I think if we want to evolve into the most fuckable version of ourselves, then we need to be prepared to do what the current version of us isn't prepared to do. And then we can evolve into that next level. So yeah, look, this is just advice. This is just me documenting my life one live stream at a time. But I really hope my decision to put myself through the fire, dive bomb into discomfort, and live a life free from bullshit, I really hope it inspires you to do things that terrify you. Maybe it's doing your first direct call approach. Maybe it's starting a YouTube channel. Maybe it is going to the fight gym for the first time. Whatever it is, I think just doing what terrifies us as often as possible, leaning in to the worst case scenario, choosing growth over comfort, because what I found to be true is everything that we want in life, it's typically beyond our comfort zone. So by catapulting ourselves off of the carousel of comfort, that's how we grow, that's how we evolve, that's how we level up. So yeah, just trying to be a shining example to you of how we can become better men, better leaders, better masculine role models, learn how to fight. It is completely changing my life. And I think once I've finished these first 10 one-to-one sessions, I think I'm going to sign up for another 10, just because I don't know, I just want to see how far I can take this. It's quite a satisfying process, just sort of stepping into the ring, testing your own capabilities, like just seeing your own growth as well. Like the first session, I was completely shit. And the second session, I was pretty shit still, but I definitely improved. And it felt nice, like my kicks were getting better. I was able to dodge more of like the punches. Like we were doing this exercise where we had to like tap each other on the shoulder, and that counted as like a point. And like I was actually getting a few like little points in. It just felt satisfying. You know what I mean? It just felt nice. So yeah, if you haven't done so already, why not this week just sign up to your first fight class? Like, what have you got to lose? Like, yeah, you might feel uncomfortable, you might feel nervous, it might feel scary, but I think this is how we develop that action taker aura. Like, everything's scary at the start, but in order to become great at anything, we have to risk not being able to do it. And I think if you do want to separate yourself in the current sexual marketplace, if you want to get ahead of 99% of guys on the planet, then it's by doing what those guys are not prepared to do: cold approaching, fighting, going to dance classes, improv classes, like just anything. that gets you off of that carousel of comfort, and then being able to forge a new identity through the fires of adversity. So yeah, just documenting, hopefully inspires one person out there. Sign up to a fight class, leave your ego at the door, get humbled, and grow. Okay, love ya.
Mwah.